Hey everybody, it's Robin Nolan, just going live for a quick session because I want to make sure that you're hip that I'm teaching a really cool class on Friday, the 19th of November, where I'm going to share some pretty cool stuff that I've got on Swing Gitan, that tune. It's a really cool standard in gypsy jazz, and I've got 3 solos that I'm going to share, and also some cool intros and licks and arpeggios which work on this song. So it will really help you if you're looking for some confidence and improvements in your solo. And let me play little bits of the class and then I'll kind of explain what's going on. If you want to join me on Friday, just go to the link livewithrobin.com and you can reserve your free spot there. So this is hot solo number 1 on Swing Gitan. I'll play it for you and then I'll kind of explain what's going to happen on Friday. So welcome to the show. Make sure you like, leave me a comment, subscribe to this channel. Here we go. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. This is hot solo number 1. Play it again. So basically that's hot solo number 1, right? And it's just a solo that I've written, composed, which uses some cool licks which work over the chords and some phrases and kind of harmony which sounds good in your solos. And I've kind of strung it together in a musical way to give you something that will work every time when you're playing this music. And the chords for Swing Gitan, right, are da-do-do-dee, that's G minor, right? So we're soloing over G minor. Da-do-do-dee, then it's A7, so we need to solo over that. D7, da-do-do-dee, back to G minor, right? Then we go up A flat major for 2 bars, G minor for 2 bars, A7 for 2 bars, and D7 for 2 bars. This is the sequence to Swing Gitan, and in the class I've got these hot solos which I've composed over this sequence and which you can learn. And there's a whole PDF workbook with the tab and the notation to help you get these under your fingers. And I'm going to be teaching a live class in the Gypsy Jazz Club on Friday, explaining all these licks and all these phrases. For example, this first solo, right? If we listen to it, a 2, G minor, 2, 3, 4. So I started with this phrase over G minor, which just went like this. Right, and it's really simple. That's just G minor, right? Literally the chord you would play there on the 3rd fret with the G. And I just went do, 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 do. So I started with that phrase. And then I kind of turned it into, when it goes to A7, I kind of went do, 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 do. Right? You can hear it here. I'm just giving you a little kind of walkthrough of this solo. 1, a 2, a 1, 2. Here we go. 3, 4. Okay, so you can hear it went. And if I slow this down, and I'm just looking at my laptop in the Gypsy Jazz Club, looking at the backing tracks, which you'll also get access to the backing tracks and the PDF workbook and everything, which will really help you kind of get these solos down. So let's just slow it down, which we can do in the video player, and then you can hear what I'm doing. 1, 2. So this is G minor to A7.
3, 4.
Right, so it's just going over G minor to A7, just using this, right, really simple chord, arpeggio, just kind of, and then in G minor, and when it went to A7, and that's a phrase I love to use on a dominant 7th, and it's just playing from the root of the 7th, of the A7, right, there's A, and then just going, and then the cool thing is just dropping it down the register, so right, which is kind of a nice way to add some tension. And the solo carries on, right? Let's play the solo in slow motion for you so you can kind of hear it. And if you want to learn this solo, then go to livewithrobin.com and you can join me for a free masterclass on Friday, where I'll be teaching this, and well, you get access to the PDF workbook and everything.
A 2.
Here we go.
A 1.
Here's solo 1.
2, 3, 4.
Now D7. Back to G minor. Just playing it really slowly now. You can see that phrase is a real classic phrase. When we hit A flat major, I'm just going, right, there's A flat. Right. This is all these phrases and these solos are really classic and thought out. And you can apply them to loads of solos, so it's really kind of useful stuff. Back to G minor. A7 now. Now D7. Now we're back to G minor. A7. D7 now. Back to G minor. A flat. G minor. A7. D7. And then ending lick. That ending lick is really cool, so you can use it in tons of pieces when you're in a minor key. So G minor, we just go do, 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 da, do, do, do. Again, there's just that G minor chord, just kind of putting rest strokes through that. So, and then da, do, 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 do. That's like a real classic phrase in gypsy jazz that you hear. Da, do, 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 dum, da, do, 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 dum. If you want the PDF and you want to join me for a live workshop where I'll be going through these solos, then go to livewithrobin.com. Let's hear solo number 2. It's a little bit more fancy, and again, I'll be breaking this down on Friday, so leave me a comment. How's it going?
1, a 2.
Solo number 2.
2, 3, 4.
A flat. A flat. So it's a slightly more tricky solo number 2. but there's some really cool phrases in that that I'll be breaking down inside the Gypsy Jazz Club on Friday. And if you'd like to join me, just go to livewithrobin.com. Solo number 3, there's this whole series, right? I've done 3 hot solos on loads of the Gypsy Jazz standards. And solo number 3 is always octaves and chords to give you an idea of the kind of sound you can get using octaves and chords. So let's have a little listen to that.
1, 2.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, chords now. G minor. Diminish. Octaves. D7. Back to G minor. A flat. G minor. So that was pretty cool. And if we slowed that chord solo down, there's loads of kind of crunchy chords that you can use in your playing. Let's slow that one right down. So here's that solo really slow.
1, 2, 3.
G minor. A7. D7. Now we go to A flat. We're just going to use this voicing. G minor. We're using diminished over the A7. D7. Octaves again. D7. Back to A flat. Oh yeah. This one. So there's some really kind of juicy ideas there, which obviously work on swing Gitan, but some kind of voicings and stuff that you can obviously apply to other tunes. So really, this 3 hot solos concept is really helping a lot of players in the Gypsy Jazz Club, because in my experience, it's kind of like it's not enough just to have licks and know which scale to use or which arpeggio, but it's nice to have them kind of brought together in a musical way. So that's what I've tried to do with these 3 hot solos, to give you licks and arpeggios, but in a musical context. So it's a really great way to learn, and I would love to help you. So this is going down in the Gypsy Jazz Club, livewithrobin.com. You can reserve your place for Friday. If you're watching in the future, then there's a whole masterclass, workshop, backing tracks, PDF workbooks waiting for you on this topic, swing Gitan, in the Gypsy Jazz Club, which you can access right away. Just go to gypsyjazzclub.com. That was it. It's just a quick little taste on swing Gitan. It would be great to see you on Friday. Leave me a comment, give me a like, and stay inspired. All the very best.